Ancient Indian scriptures happen to be so complex that it is impossible to reach any conclusion in a short time. After reading these scriptures for so many years, one can merely form an idea on a particular topic from his own perspective. But as we said, it is difficult to reach any concrete conclusion. And this is what defines ancient India's pluralistic culture. Today, our topic is the 11 Rudras. According to ancient Vedic scriptures, 33 gods are considered as prime. The 11 Rudras are among them, whose mention we find in almost all the Puranas. But their origin and names are different in different Puranas. And not just in the Puranas. We find their mention in the Vedas, Upanishad, Ramayana and Mahabharata as well, with varied names. Despite having different names, the one thing that most of them agree on is that the number of Rudras is 11.
In this video, we will show you 11 names of Rudras according to various scriptures and also try to understand who are the Rudras as per different texts.
Let's start with Vedas.
The Rudra of the Vedas seems to have been a god of storms. It was only later that he came to be identified with Lord Shiva. Rudra is the father of the Maruts, who are the gods of the wind.
He is associated with herbs that bring happiness and long life. He is the strongest of the strong. Rudra, the king of sacrifice, preserves people from sin and ensure welfare. He is also referred to as the best of all physicians whose hands banish diseases. He is the supreme ruler who holds bows and arrows, and he is omniscient. He always has the power to destroy the demons. Rudra is the force of evolution. He applies pressure on humans for their persistent progress. But many human beings, under the control of the 6 inner foes, that is lust, anger, greed, delusion, arrogance and jealousy, actively oppose Rudra's goals of all-round progress.
These people unconsciously become allied with the forces of falsehood under some euphemisms. Some of them are steeped in laziness.
Rig-Veda portray Rudra as the highest god, a mighty archer, the most terrible form, the fire god. These all express the fiery aspect of Shiva. Shiva, the benign aspect of him, whereas the contrast Rudra is the fierce aspect of Shiva. In Taittiriya Brahmana, Rudra is said to be lord of the animals, as well as the slayer of animals. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Rudras are called 10 sensory and motor organs in the human body, with the manas, that is mind, as the 11th. But these are spiritual Rudras who run the human body.
If all these organs work properly, then it is treated as a blessing, which means man remains fit and healthy. But even if one of these organs malfunctions, then the human body becomes queasy.
But whosoever controls these prime organs through proper nutrition, diet and yoga can gain ultimate happiness.
If these organs depart from the mortal body, then it leads to suffering and ultimately crying or rodan. They also make the person's relatives weep. Because they make them weep, therefore they are called Rudras.
Ones who make cry.
Various texts give different lists of the Rudras. In Mahabharata, Rudra is described as three-eyed. Ganas were his followers. It describes the Rudras as companions of Indra, servants of Shiva and his son Skanda, and companions of Yama, who is surrounded by them. According to Mahabharata, 11 Rudras were Mrigavadhya,
Nirritti, Ahir Budhna, Pinaki,
Sarpa,
Ajaikapad, Dahana, Ishwara, Kapali,
Bhaga.
Sthanu.
The Puranas make frequent reference to the crying of Rudras. Vayavya Puran identifies Rudras with the life principles, that is pranas, that activates the insentient matter for creation. As soon as Rudra or prana becomes manifest in the organism, it cries for food. Rudras and pranas are identical with each other. In many cases, Rudras are said to be the sons of Aditi and Kashyap. In Bhagavad Puran, in two different chapters, we find two different sets of 11 names. In one chapter, Rudra is born from the anger of Lord Brahma. The names are Manyu, Manu, Mahinas, Mahan, Shiva, Ritadhwaja, Ugrareta, Bhava, Kala, Bamadev, and Dhritabrata. He also has 11 wives called the Rudranis. They are Dhi, Dhriti, Rasala, Uma, Nyut, Sarpi, Ila, Ambika, Iravati, Swadha, and Diksha. In another chapter of Bhagavad Purana, the 11 Rudras are said to be children of Sarupa and Bhuta. Sarupa was the daughter of Daksha. The names of the 11 Rudras given in that chapter are Raivata,
Aja,
Bhava, Bhima,
Vam, Ugra,
Brishakapi,
Ajaikapat,
Ahirvadnya, Bahurupa, and Mahan. According to Matsya Puran, the list is Ajaikapad, Ahirbodhnya, Birupaksha, Raivata, Hara, Bahurupa, Trambaka, Sabitra, Jayanta, Pinaki, and Aparajita.
Here, Rudras pervade and protect the universe and have begotten many children from the womb of Surabhi.
According to Linga Puran, from the body of Brahma, the 11 Rudras sprang up crying out of sympathy and mercy. They became known as Rudras due to their crying. Rudras and Pranas are identical to each other. According to Vishnu Puran, Rudra was born from the forehead of Brahma and then multiplied himself at the command of Brahma. Another section says Brahma created Rudra as his son in the form of a young boy. The boy wept and asked for a name, and because he wept, Brahma named him Rudra. As he wept 7 more times, he received 7 more names: Bhava, Sharba, Ishan, Pashupati, Bhim, Ugra, and Mahadeva.
These 8 were actually representations of nature and were assigned to the places of the sun,
Water,
earth,
fire,
air,
ether,
the officiating priest at the sacrifice,
and the moon. Their wives were Subarchala, Uma, Bikeshi, Shiva, Swaha, Disha, Diksha, and Rohini. And from them were born several sons, including the planets. But in Shiva Puran, the Rudras are said to be sons of Kashyap and Surabhi. The 11 Rudras, according to Shiva Puran, are Kapali, Pingal, Bhim, Birupaksha, Bilohit, Shasta, Ajapad, Ahirbudhnya, Shambhu, Chanda, and Bhava. According to Shiva Puran, Shiva is the supreme Brahman. The 3 deities, Vishnu, Brahma, and Rudra, are his manifestations, according to the difference in the attributes. His perfect and complete incarnation is Rudra. He is Shiva himself. Vishnu, Rudra, and Brahma represent the 3 gunas. Shiva is free from gunas. He is the supreme Brahman, the undecaying. Here we have to mention one thing. The Vedas trace the origin of the Trinity to the Brahman, the Shaivas to Maheshwara, and the Bhagavatas to Mahavishnu. Apart from these, we find the names of Rudras in various Shilpa Shastras. According to Anshu Matbhed Agama, Mahadev, Shiva, Shankar, Neelalohit, Ishan, Vijay, Bhim, Devadeva, Bhavodbhava, Rudra, and Kapalish. In the Vishwakarma Shilpa, the names are given as Aja, Ekapad, Ahirbudhnya, Birupaksha, Revata, Hara, Bahurupa, Trambaka, Sureshwara, Jayanta, and Aparajita. In the Rupa Mandhana, the names are Tatpurush, Aghora, Ishan, Vamadeva, Sadyojata, Mrityunjay, Kiranaksha, Srikantha, Ahirbudhnya, Virupaksha, Bahurupa, and Trambaka. At least 100 names of Rudras are mentioned in the various scriptures. Many of these are also the names of God Shiva. Now you may think, how is this possible? many might raise questions regarding its credibility, as there is a lot of mismatch in the names. One may think about which one to treat as the correct and which one not to. But one thing we have to understand is that today what we call the Hindu Dharma is not based on one person's commandments. We can tell this one step further, that it is also not based on one individual clan's thoughts and beliefs. Rather, it's a consensus of thoughts, beliefs, and customs of different clans, tribes, or groups. And one more thing. If we consider something as supreme energy, then it is obvious that many different people of different clans living in different places may feel the same energy, but maybe their way of expressing the experience is different. This doesn't mean that there should be only one ultimate way to do a job. And this is the beauty of the pluralistic culture of Hinduism. The bottom line is, I believe I have the truth. You believe you have the truth. I will respect your truth. Please respect my truth.
Thank you for watching this video.
Please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel.